Thank you for watching the very first video of the Empowered Voices podcast. I look forward to reading your comments in response to the following video below. Hey Stonecrest. Hey, it's Malika Wells, your candidate for Stonecrest City Council District 4 seat. Can I talk to you for a minute? Okay. So I want to talk for a minute about the special call joint committee meeting that happened at City Hall on Wednesday, September 13th. So maybe you didn't read my post, maybe you weren't there, and maybe you hadn't yet seen the video. But something really concerning happened at that meeting, and it bears talking about. Like, we really need to have a conversation about why it's an issue and why it can never happen again.
You got there or what that looks like. So that feels a bit premature.
It's just a request right now, Dylan. It's not, I wouldn't say that it's something that we are 100% budgeting for. It's a request. Ms. Wells, I apologize if every time I talk that bothers you, but I'm trying to explain to Ms. Lohman that, well, it seems like every time I say something, you have a physical reaction. So I'm trying to, okay. It was abrupt, so, and it happens every time I speak, but the request is what the presentation.
So I attended that meeting with some other constituents. And during the meeting, as I crossed my legs and turned to speak to a constituent who was seated in the aisle next to mine, I heard my name called out over the dais. And it shocked me. So I just had not expected to hear my name. And so as my attention was riveted to the speaker who had spoken my name, I realized that Mayor Jasmine Cobble was taking issue with my movements during the meeting. Of note is the fact that this is not the first time that this has happened to me with our current mayor. But it's problematic because, as she later shared, City Hall is the people's house. City Hall is for citizens, and all the business that is conducted there should benefit the residents and stakeholders of this city. At no time should any member of Stonecrest be made to feel uncomfortable or unwelcome in City Hall. Of special note is the fact that her inappropriate and undecorous comments were not corrected by any member of City Council, including the Mayor Pro Tem, who was sitting on the panel with her. It reminded me of the August 28th meeting, during which Ravonda Cosby got up to give public comments, 2 minutes only, but was encouraged by the mayor to speak for longer than that. And even though Mayor Pro Tem said that that should not occur, it still happened. What we're seeing on our current council is a lack of decorum and also a flagrant dismissal and blatant disregard for citizen voice. Our voices should be important to our elected officials. Our voices matter. We cannot continue to govern this city in such a way that citizens should be fearful or concerned for their safety, for their good name, that their characters and conduct would be maligned so that they don't attend meetings. I'll tell you this. I'm grateful for the fact that I am not easily intimidated, but it might be very intimidating for a citizen to hear their names called out over the dais, unbeknownst to them. So when you watch that video, you will have seen that I was not at all paying attention to the things that were happening on the dais. Mayor Cobble's calling my name caught my attention and caused me to cue back into what was happening. Had she not done that, I would not have spoken again until I had a question. So it's dangerous for elected officials to be willing to cause community members and pit community members against one another. Her willingness to call me out in that meeting would have people watching the video suspect, because the camera wasn't on me, the camera was just on her while she was speaking. So one could suspect that perhaps I was doing something inappropriate in the audience. Had I not spoken up for myself, had I not been willing to use my voice to defend myself, it is likely possible that anyone watching that video would have believed that the mayor was right and that I was acting inappropriately in that audience. Stonecrest, that cannot happen ever again. So, y'all will have the opportunity starting October 16th to make a change in this city. If we don't want a continuation of these types of behaviors, we have got to do things differently. I am asking you to pay attention. I'm asking you to watch these videos. I'm asking you to listen. I'm asking you to attend. And I'm asking you also, if you agree that we can't continue in this way any longer, to reach out to your elected officials and tell them that you never want to see that type of behavior again and what you're willing to do about it. October 16th, you can start by voting early. November 7th is election day. We deserve a fresh start. And starting October 16th, we can have one. Thanks for listening, Stonecrest. And I'll see you on the campaign trail.
I'm going to make a comment because I just came to understand this meeting is being streamed. And the community will have heard you call me out over the DS. And I want to communicate to you, my name is Malika Wells. And you just said over the DS, Mayor Cobble, and created a very hostile environment for me being here as a constituent of this city. I have no idea what your thoughts are, neither am I responsible for them. I turned to speak to another constituent here, and you are policing my body movements and assigning things to them that I have no control over. And it makes me very uncomfortable. So I'm like, can I be here?
To you, make you feel unwelcome or uncomfortable. That was not my intention. I apologize for that. It did seem to me like every time that I was to make a statement that there was some physical reaction from you. But if that is not the case, I do apologize for that. You are always welcome here. This is your house as it is ours. And regardless of our disagreements or agreements, you are always welcome here and to share your opinions. But as you have a personal feeling of things, so do we. And so because we are both human and both share human responses, I am apologizing to you if I've made you feel as if you could not be here and respond to anything that has been spoken here tonight.
You have the power. It is a whole different ball game. You have the power, and you are using your power and your agency and your position to speak over this setting and call me out completely inappropriately.
And I
So
apologize.
personal feelings are not the place for this setting. I didn't come here to talk about my personal feelings, and I haven't.
Again, I apologize if my comment to you made you feel like you were unwelcome. You certainly are.
Mhm.